Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
We here at ithought are back with two interesting webinars this weekend. The first one is a Hindi webinar conducted by M2W team at 11 a.m. in the morning. Here we are going to talk about the investment strategies and habits that are required to you to achieve your milestone of 1 crore. The second webinar is going to be conducted by a Neo team at 12:30 p.m. noon. This webinar is for NRIs looking to take advantage of the growth story and the opportunity that India offers to the world, where we talk about Neo, a simple and efficient multi-asset investment strategy that can take advantages of various opportunities in India.
The market has been eagerly waiting to see what the budget had in store for it. The first big event that they were looking forward to was the election, and then we had the budget in place. So the question on everybody's mind, which has also got a lot of news coverage, is was this a good budget? If you would like to hear more about our views, tune into our Twitter Spaces, which is happening on Friday. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how the budget has actually been pretty powerful in changing the investor's mindset as well as approach to multi-asset investing. So let's look at the three big shifts that came in from the budget. The first shift is this slight shift in mentality from making tax-based investment decisions to merit-based investment decisions. What do I mean by this? If you talk to investors in the last few years, their entire asset allocation strategy relied on the fact that equity had a more favorable tax structure compared to other asset classes. Now, this ensured that more money was flowing into equities and more investors were taking certain level of risks that they may not have fully understood or been prepared to deal with. Now, with a more standardized holding period structure as well as a more standardized tax rate structure, you are seeing a slight shift in perception as to how they want to structure their investment portfolios. We've created a more level playing field with uniform long-term capital gains rates. You've also ensured that there is a slightly longer-term orientation, which is the second shift that the budget is trying to induce. Investors who have been with this mentality of trading or looking at their portfolio from a quarterly or with a 1 year perspective are now forced to think at least from a 2 year perspective. So this is an important shift because even if investors have been considering equity as their primary asset class, this opens up the doorway to look at other assets which have a 2 year timeline as opposed to a 3 year or a longer time frame. The third important shift that the budget is trying to induce in market participants is to get them to change from being speculators to investors. We've had the SEBI chairperson talk about how there's a lot of speculative activity in the F&O segment that's not really going into any productive capital formation. Everyone has really talked about how many F&O investors are participating without understanding the risks, and these volumes have been largely facilitated through platforms that have made access to the markets as well as derivative segment very, very easy. Now, with the increase in security transaction tax as well as the increase in the short-term capital gains tax rate, you will see some of this activity reducing, and you are already hearing many speculators complain about the shift in this taxation. So, by and large, the budget has tried to do a lot for investor awareness as well as wealth creation when it comes to these specific tax changes. If we look at what has happened, it's not just been a move to increase their revenue through taxation, it's also been a move to get investors to think more for themselves in terms of how they can sustainably create wealth. Let us know what you thought about the budget in the comments below. We hope to see you in our Twitter space as well.